Hi everyone, welcome to the very first Q&A. This one is in celebration for 5K subscribers. It's a little bit belated. I put out the questions back in July and I'm filming this in August right now, but I've been traveling and doing things here and there, which I will get more into in this video. Yeah, I'm really excited. This is the first time I am doing the Q&A. I think it's a cool opportunity for me to share a little bit more of my personality because I feel like a lot of my videos are more scripted. I'd put out a story collecting questions on my Instagram. I'd also put out a post, I think it's called on YouTube. So I'm basically answering questions that were submitted to my Instagram stories and questions that were commented on my post on YouTube. Okay, the first question is, how are you doing? Question mark, exclamation point. I am doing quite well. I just came back from a 3-week trip to Mongolia. I basically rode horses for 10 days and it was a lot of fun. I am quite refreshed. The Mongolia vlog is coming out, I think next week. It's taken me a little bit of time to edit it just because I was combing through a lot of footage. I think the transition back from the trip was kind of rough because I had such a great time. But I took a weekend trip to the Jersey Shore this past weekend, and that was really nice. I also recently acquired a business, so I have been quite busy working through that and figuring out what I need to set up on my end to receive the asset transfer. I will talk more about that in probably my next video that I film. I won the bid and the transfer still has to go through. So yeah, I'll be working on that for the next 2 weeks probably. Yeah, my YouTube uploads have kind of stalled a bit. I have a video that I have ready. I just haven't gotten around to uploading it yet because I have all this business stuff that I have to do first. That's a long-winded answer of saying I'm doing well, I'm happy, and I'm quite busy right now in a good way. Someone asked me, anything new you'd like to try for your content? Honestly, I would like to play around with showing a little bit more of my personality. I think I'm also a year and a half into starting YouTube, finally starting to get a little bit more comfortable with filming myself in public and just overall having more unscripted videos. I think I'd like to create more vlogs, which I've played around with over the last 6 to 12 months. I think there's certain things I can do a little bit more cinematically. Before I didn't take the effort to think through different types of shots I could do better. I think also talking to the camera is a little bit more natural to me now, so it'll be fun to play with the options that come with that. I think with the business acquisition too, if that goes through, which it should, I will be leaning more into talking about acquisition entrepreneurship because realistically that's what I quit my job to do, but I couldn't really talk about it because I was only searching. There wasn't anything tangible I had done with acquisition entrepreneurship when I had quit my job. So there's a lot that I learned in the last 6 to 8 months around that. And yeah, I think I'm gonna start a series around my whole journey / learnings with acquisition entrepreneurship. So TLDR vlogs and talking more about my entrepreneurship journey. Someone else asks, were you worried what others in your life, family, friends, etc. would say when you decided to do modeling? My other question is, what is your plan long term? Will you try to do modeling full time or are you hoping to make enough money on YouTube? So for the first question, I honestly, maybe a little bit. It was such a huge departure from how people knew me. Up until that point, I focused a lot on school. I focused on athletics. Modeling is something I was interested in because growing up, I felt like I took really bad pictures, or I was very self-conscious about the images that I took. So I started practicing how to take better pictures. Eventually, I started having a lot of fun with it because it's kind of cool to have just great images of yourself. Since it's something I really like to do, I wanted to monetize it. I think there was an element of me that was concerned with people thinking I was vain. Also, at the end of the day, it's my life. Am I really going to stop myself from pursuing something I want to do because I'm concerned about what other people might think of me? I decided I didn't want that to be the case, so I just did it. Also, it's not like I told everyone I was applying to modeling agencies. I had a friend take digitals for me. I applied with those digitals to local agencies at the time, and then eventually I got signed with my first agency. The other question, long-term plan. As far as the long-term plan, I guess if I could do modeling full-time, I would be quite happy, but that's realistically not the case right now. I am, I think, more focused on building out multiple streams of income. Modeling is one sort of stream of income, YouTube is another stream of income. The business, which I talked about earlier, is going to be probably my main stream of income going forward. The goal is to not have to rely on any one thing because if one of my streams of income is no longer a stream of income, then it won't be as big of a deal. I got a couple of questions around fun facts about yourself, favorite foods, hobbies, etc. I actually really love thrifting. I love going to hole-in-the-wall types of thrift stores and seeing what they have. In particular, I love thrifting internationally. I don't really get souvenirs, but if I see a thrift store abroad, I will usually buy something. It's so cool because when I look at my closet, I'll just be reminded of all the places I've been to through the pieces of clothing that I have. Another fun fact, I would say I really love spending time alone. I really enjoy planning solo dates for myself. If I have a free day in front of me, I have a whole itinerary of things that I will be doing. And it's great because at every point in the day, I have something else to look forward to. Over the past year, I have really been focused on spending time by myself and enjoying my own company. That's primarily because I am planning to live abroad at some point soon. I know that when I go abroad, I'll probably be quite lonely because I probably won't have that many friends to begin with. So I am mentally preparing myself to be comfortable being alone and enjoy my own company. Favorite foods, I really love Asian cuisines. A strong classic is Japanese food. So sushi and sashimi in particular. I am a huge fan of Korean food. I feel like every so often I go through these phases where I'm really into a specific type of Asian cuisine. So it was Thai food for like 6 months or so. And then more recently in the last 2 to 3 months, it's been Vietnamese food, so mostly banh mi's. I'm also a huge snacker. Texture is huge for me. I'm a big fan of crunchy things. Anything that can be toasted or made crunchy, I usually ask for it to be extra well done. So fries, my bagels, toast. That's probably why I really like chips. As far as other hobbies, I practice Muay Thai. I go to the gym around 5 to 6 days a week. I've been doing it for about a year and a half now, and I'm trying to get a fight scheduled for the fall. I've been trying to get my coach to schedule something for me. We'll see if/when it happens, but I've been starting to think about training for that. Someone asks, what would your top tips be for sustainable growth on YouTube? You just have to post very frequently. I posted almost every single week for, I would say, over a year before I reached the 1,000 subscriber mark. At a certain point, after the 1 year mark, I started posting twice a week because I needed to hit the 4K watch hours to monetize. I think if you want to be successful on YouTube, it has to be a lifestyle. You have to constantly be thinking about what videos you want to make next. And sometimes it's hard to come up with those ideas, but I feel like it's really hard to grow as an average YouTuber with like no video production or editing experience if you're not constantly uploading onto YouTube. Because one, that's how you get better. And two, I feel like the YouTube algorithm will reward people who post consistently by putting their videos onto the homepage. Someone asks, where did you grow up? Where did you go to high school? I grew up in LA, the suburbs of LA. I went to high school in the San Gabriel Valley. For the most part, I really enjoyed growing up there. I was quite sheltered. I feel like living in the suburbs is such a simple life, and I think there's beauty in that simplicity. I really loved growing up in LA because of the weather. The coldest it gets in the winter is like 50 degrees during the day, and that was pretty chilly for me. When I moved to the East Coast for college, I was blown away by how East Coast falls are pretty much California winters, and I only just started appreciating East Coast falls like last year. Right now, I see myself moving back to California to settle down. That'll probably be in quite a few years, but I really enjoy California. I think the beaches are incredible. There's easy access to mountains. I think just overall the nature in California is just unmatched as a state. The next question is, what credit cards do you currently own? Do you have plans to acquire others in the future? I have a couple of credit cards I use on the regular. I'm in the Capital One ecosystem right now. So I have the Capital One Venture X card, which is great for travel. Along with that, I have the Capital One Saver One credit card. That one has no annual fee and it has decent rewards on restaurants and grocery store purchases. Also, the Venture One has 2x points on everything else. So between the two, I use those to accumulate my airline rewards points. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with them for now. I'll stick the referral links in the description box below if you're interested. I also have the Built Rewards credit card. That one I just use to pay my rent. It's an easy way to also accumulate points. That's that card's primary purpose. I don't have plans to acquire any others in the future. I think because I'm pretty happy with the two I have right now. And the final question, can you tell us what your investment portfolio looks like? My investment portfolio, I literally just rebalanced it very recently because I needed to transfer some funds around. I basically buy index funds and hold. It's nothing fancy. A lot of it is in the S&P 500 and the total money market fund. I have a small percent in specific stocks, but honestly, the stocks I chose didn't perform that well. It was always money that I was willing to lose. I do have a good chunk in Microsoft stock simply because I worked there and I bought into the employee stock purchase plan. And that's the end of my very first Q&A. Thank you so much for your questions. I really appreciate when you guys interact with me because it really feels like I am sending my videos out into the void sometimes. It's kind of hard to feel a connection sometimes. I think the next Q&A will probably be for the 10K mark, which will hopefully happen in a couple of months. We'll see. Let me know what you think of this type of more casual style get to know you videos. I used to do them a little bit more frequently, like once a month. It would be more of a get ready with me type of video, but I haven't done it in a while. There's no particular reason. I think it fell off my radar, but it's actually kind of fun. I'm just chatting to the camera and having the time of my life in this beautiful park. That's it for now. Keep an eye out for my Mongolia vlog. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one.